So if Goldilocks was ever to stay the night at your house, you got her covered for breakfast. Cue the music. So first up is Bunker Silo Bale Storage. This is by Hellraiser, 7.54 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under silos. Now it's going to cost you 12 grand, and it's not a double bay silo, well not a bunker silo anyway, because you're going to be able to hold some bales as well, 1,056 to be precise. Now, there is something strange going on. So this side is going to be your bunker silo, that's where you're loading in your chaff. But I'm not getting the fill trigger in the top left hand corner. Now I did put some bales in there first, and obviously this is the bale side. So I've got another one out. Because when you place it freshly down, you do get the fill trigger, which is interesting. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. So we've gone into there. We haven't put any bales in that side. We put them in the other one, but we're still getting a fill trigger on this one. So I'm going to try a little test. So obviously we're going to put the bales into this one. So you come up the ramp in the middle, which is awesome. Now you got your loading trigger at the side just there. So we'll come along like that. Then we'll just do unload the bales. And then chuck them in there like that. Boom. Done. So they've now gone into that side. Right. So is this going to produce the fill trigger? Fill level indicator. It's a better way of putting it. No, it's still not there. Now I've got a a trailer full of chaff just there. So I'm interested to see, right, if we go and put the old chaff in the other one and then put the bales in, see if that makes a difference. Now I've got the unload to the left, so I need to go around this side if I'm going to be using the ramp. I mean, you could potentially just drive through and unload it like normal, but if you wanted to use the ramp, you are going to need to either have it unloading to the left or the right, depending on which way you're coming through. So we'll go up like that, right up to the top. There we are, and then we'll do LB and RB and Y. Unload, chucks it straight in. Great. Right, so that's now saying fill level, yeah, it's coming up nicely. That's awesome. So if we unload that, if we then go and get the bales, will it turn it off? Because we now can compact that, which is awesome. Obviously that's what you're going to be doing in a bunker silo. But if you can use one or the other, yeah, that could be a bit of an issue. Right, so let's go. We'll hook up the trailer again. Right, so back it up. We're going to get these bales out. So we've got 24 bales in. Right, so there we are. We're back into there like that. Attach that. We've still got no fill level on the bunker silo. So let's get these bales out. So you come up to it as you normally would do on the old taking out point just there. So we'll take all those out. Yes, thank you very much. They're all going to stack up down the bottom there. That's great. Right, so let's now get these loaded up. There we are. Boom, boom, boom. Job's a good one. And I haven't put me... Oh, it's a bit offset. Right, let's move that back in. There we are. That's a little bit better. So we'll get all these bales loaded in. Oh, there's always going to be the last little pile, isn't there? Oh no, I've messed this up. Come on, let's get these bales on the go. We'll get them loaded in. I want to see if we get the fill level back or starting, whatever you want to call it, because that's strange. If you lose the fill level ability, because that should also mean then that you can't put a blanket over it. Right, we'll see. So we'll go. What's going on with my trailer? What the activity? Oh, shocking. So we got that there, right? Okay, so go in transport position. That's better. Is it just me being stupid? Let's have a little go again. No, it's definitely going through the ground. Now we've got some chaffing. There's something going on here. There's definitely something going on. Right, so let's put these in here quick. Boom, drop them down. My trailer's still going through the ground. Oh, what is going on with this? Shocking behaviour. Right, we'll carry on. So have we still got the old fill level on the bunker silo? We'll drive through. No, it's disappeared. So as soon as you put bales in, it takes away the ability to use it as a bunker silo. So you can't do both. I wouldn't say it's one or the other, because once you put bales in, that sort of messes it all up. Alright, fair enough. Maybe this is going to need a bit of an update, unless I'm completely missing something. I'm pretty sure the trailer should not go through the ground. Alright, we'll carry on to the next one then. So next up is Silo System Package. This is by Caster DS Agri Service. 32.6 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them first off under silos. So we've got the loading in points here. So we've got the large one there, which is 35 grand, which has its own capacity of 100,000 litres, which is alright. Then for 24 grand to buy, we've got the smaller one, which also has 100,000 litre capacity, which is not bad. We then got all these at the back. So the next row itself is actually going to be found under silo extensions. So we've got a few different ones in here. Now all these different tanks here, you do have the option to change the colour. So you go to customize, you can then put obviously a different colour on. Jobs are good. So we've got a few in this pack. So we've got 16 grand to buy for a 20,000 litre capacity, 22 grand to buy for a 30,000 litre capacity, then got 31 grand to buy for a 40,000 litre capacity, and then we've got 50,000 litre capacity for a 42 grand price tag. We then go basically the same again with just a slightly different design. So we've got your 16 grand, 20,000, 22 grand, 30,000. We then got 31 grand for a 40,000 litre capacity. And the last one is 50 grand, well, 50,000 litre capacity for 42 grand. Then we've got the ones on the back, because these are buy-inable silos. They're going to be found under containers. So we've got the round silo 1, so 50,000 litre capacity for 40 grand. We then got 28 grand to buy for a 35,000 litre capacity. We then got 12 grand to buy for 20,000. Then again, the different designs. So 40 grand to buy 50,000 litres. Then 28 grand for 35,000 litres. And then the last one on the end, which is going to be 12 grand for 20,000 litres. Right. Man, that's a lot of different bins. So it's basically pick what you want. So you got two choices at the beginning. You got small and you got the big. I mean, the grating on the big one is just there. The small one, it loads straight into the ground. I mean, I haven't found a trigger where you can open this up, mind you. I mean, I put some wheat in, so all right, fair enough. It is what it is. So you start off 100 grand a piece, and then you build it up as you like. So whether you go for like a 20,000 or a 50,000 litre, you have the extension on the back, which is all right. Or you could just go for a buy-inable one. So load in and load out of those points. Then you've got your buy-in point there. So you've got pig food, seeds, mineral feed, lime, TMR, road salt, solid fertilizer, and back to pig food. Although, that one, that's all right. You buy in from your TMR, from your silo. That is not bad at all. I mean, obviously, all these are looking great. Your detail work on the old silo itself. You can change the colour as well. That's an alright pack of bins. Now, if one set of silos is not enough for you, we've got another one. We've got the Silos VTC Plus Extension. This is by Macca and Milan 82. 9.42 megabyte on the download. And again, you're going to find them first off under silos. So we've got a 32 grand price tag for 110,000 litre capacity. Then got 64 grand for a 220. Then got 96 grand for 330. And then we got this one on the end, which is going to be your biggest one, 128 grand for 440,000 litres. Now, that's quite simple. So you got your one bin is 110, then it just doubles up. And then adds another one, which is 300, and then another one, which is 440. So each bin consists of 110,000 litres. Right, fair enough. Now, if you wanted a little bit extra, rather than going for the big silo itself, you have got the extensions that you can stick on the back as well, which is all right indeed. So we've got 15 grand for 110,000 litres, 30 grand for 220. So it's basically the same situation as your main silo. Then you've got 45 grand for 330, and then 60 grand for 440,000 litres. Right, no problem. Now you've got your silo taking in, taking out points. You load in that side, you take out that side. I mean, all of these are going to be the same. Obviously, you just pick how many bins you got on the side. So you could go for, potentially, you could go for this one. So 110 grand, 110,000 litres. And then go for the big one over there, which is 440,000 litres. You got a small ish. I'd say smallish footprint. I mean, they are huge. Look at the state of them. Whichever one you go for. Oh, fair enough. Right, next up is Grain Flake and Porridge production. This is by Kaiko Modding and Gamer Gonzo. 19.49 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them, as you can imagine, under production chains. So we've got two in this pack. We've got the Grain Flake production there, 200 grand to buy. And that's going to be sort of like your feeder factory. Because then you got your finishing factory, which can be this one here, the Porridge production, 240 grand to buy on that one. Now, obviously the old Grain Flake production, you chuck all your stuff in there. You got your production chain menu just here. So this is what we're going to be making. So you got your oat flakes, your rice flakes, your sorghum flakes, and then your wheat flakes. Obviously you've got two different recipes for your rice, your long grain and your short grain. So you got your, what is it, short grain? I was going to say long grain and wet rice. We'll go with that anyway. Now, all these do produce your rice flakes, your corn flakes, your oat flakes, whatever, but also a bit of pig food. So if you want to fancy doing a little bit of production shenanigans and you got some pigs as well, yeah, this could be all right indeed. So obviously you chuck all your stuff in. It's basically just the crop going in and you're going to get your flaked version and pig food coming out. So your actual stuff is round the back. So we got the pig food just there. Can we lift that? We can lift the pig food, which is interesting because we can't actually lift these. I mean, I suppose the pig food is just like a base game pallet, but all right, no problem. So we've got wheat flakes there, we've got your oat flakes, then got your sorghum flakes, and then at the back we got the rice flakes. Right, so you've made your flakes. I mean, you could potentially sell those off. Actually, let's have a little look how much you're going to make on those anyway. So here we go, right down the bottom. Well, they're not in alphabetical order for some reason, but makes it a lot easier to take a look at anyway. So the oat flakes, you're going to get, what, 2.6, maybe 2.7? That's not bad. Rice flakes are going to be a little bit more, so 3.5 to 3.7. You then got your sorghum flakes, which is 2.3 to 2.4. And then the last one is going to be your wheat flakes, which is basically 2,200. So not a bad little thing. Probably getting a little bit more than just doing the usual jumping your crop at the sell point. But you could then take those flakeages and turn them into this, because we have got all these pallets here are a different recipe of porridge. I do like a bit of porridge, don't get me wrong. Nice thing to start your day off. So you got your loading in point, you got your pallet spawn point, as you can well see, and then you got your production chain menu around the side here. So we have got 3 grain porridge, fruity oat porridge, fruity rice porridge, fruity sorghum porridge, fruity wheat porridge, sweet oat, sweet rice, sweet sorghum, and then sweet wheat. Now, there's different things going into there. So obviously you've got your flakes going in, which is fair enough, and also chocolate, honey, strawberries, and then water. So obviously you just scroll down, find the recipe, jobs are good. And so what have we got here? So we have got, that one is sweet wheat. We then got that one, which is 3 grain. We then got that one, which is fruity wheat. We then got that one, which is sweet rice. We got this one, which is sweet oats. We got that one, which is fruity rice. That one, which is fruity oats. That one, which is sweet sorghum. And then that one, which is fruity sorghum. Now, again, you can't lift any of these. 400 kilos, they are too heavy. But you can sell them off. So for your fruity oat porridge, you're getting over 5 grand for a pallet. That's all right. Your rice porridge, again, we're getting nearly 5.5. That's all right. Fruity sorghum, yeah, 5 grand for that one. Fruity wheat, 5 grand as well. And then we've got your sweet oat porridge, which is well over 5.5 grand. You got your rice, your sweet rice, that's over 5.5 grand. Your sweet sorghum, which is just under 5.5, and your sweet wheat, which is 5.2 to 5.5. That's not bad for a bit of breakfast cereal. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely going to keep Goldilocks nice and happy. And next up is the Amazon Zats 6000 Multispreader. This is by MacTrucker921, 3.65 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under fertilizer spreaders. Now, it's not just going to do your fertilizer, you're going to do your lime and your salt if you're into a bit of winter shenanigans. Now, it's got a 6,000 litre capacity, 54 meter working width on this. That is awesome. 24 mile an hour top speed, well, working speed, and a 25 grand price tag. 54 meter, 24 mile an hour working speed, That is awesome, although you are going to get through 6,000 litres quite quick. Now, you do have the option of working width markers, yes or no. I'd imagine, as it being 54 metres, yeah, they're going to be outside the shop, but we'll come back to that in a minute. You then got your capacity, so 6,000 litres standard, 54 metre, 24 mile an hour. You're going to get through 6,000 quite quickly. Or you can put it up to 50,000, because why not? Obviously, you're going to do 50,000, obviously, every day of the week. You then got your chassis colour, which is going to be that. Well, but let's face it, all of it. You then got your cover, which is going to be the cover at the top. You then got your width markers. Now, I've gone for the red ones, but obviously you could go for whichever colour that you like. Now, once you get it out into the field, now I'm going to turn the old worker menu, well, not worker menu, the steering assist menu on. No field detected. It would help if I bought the field first. That'd be a good idea. Right, so let's buy the field. Yes, there we are. That's better. Right, now is it going to work? Steering assist. Ready? I'm ready when you're up. There we are. Obviously, got to own the field. That'd be a good idea. Right, so 54 metre working width on this one. So that's all the way in here. That's where we need to start. I mean, I've got 50,000 litres of lime, and it still gives me a 54 metre working width. That is awesome. Now you can change the working width, and it's not the usual things. We'll say that anyway. So you got LB and right stick left, right stick in. Sorry. So we'll start off at 54, and it goes to 49.5. So it's like 4.5 meters, and in those sort of increments all the way down. So what's the smallest one? 4.5 meters. Right, let's get cracking. So we're going to turn it on. There we are. Let's go. I've lowered it down. Didn't really need to do lowering down. But that being said, I mean, we're doing 54 meters of lime, 25 mile an hour. This is something made for the old 4 fields. Look at the state of that. Oh, I love it. Love it. Right, now what we have got is obviously the working guides. There we are. So I've gone for the red ones. So showing you all the way out here is where it's going to be. And they do raise and lower when you raise and lower the thing as well, which is awesome. That is ace. I mean, just look at it. We'll turn it on. There we are. We'll get going. You can even change the working width. And the guides go with it. That is ace. I would do like that. I mean, I'm not quite sure why you'd need the guides with a 4.5 meter, but it does. That's ace. Oh, 50,000 litre, 25 mile an hour working speed. That is awesome. So what we got for today is the Manitou MTL 625 MTL 737. This is by Hispano, 34.91 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find him under telehandlers. Now, the MLT, did I say MTL? No, it said MTL on the name, but it's actually got, well, on the website, on the old Mod Hub website, it says MTL. On here, it's saying MLT, but okay, fair enough. The MLT 625-75H, as the name would suggest, 75 horsepower engine, 15 mile an hour top speed, 75 grand to buy, which works out quite nicely for the old, what a grander horsepower? All right, fair enough. You then got your Michelin, Mitas, Radarstein, and then Michelin again on the tyres. Your window tinting is going to be 25%, 50, 75, and I can't see out anymore, 100%. Yeah, it's like looking at a brick wall, but okay, fair enough. You then got your main colour, which is going to be that. You then got your design colour, which is going to be that. You then got your door colour, which is obviously going to be the door. You then got your grid colour, which is, we're going to go for green. It's going to do that bit there. All right, fair enough. Your fenders, it's obviously going to be the fenders. And then your rim colour is obviously going to be the rims. Now, if you're thinking 75 horsepower, that's not really enough. I want something a little bit more beefy than that. Well, they got you covered because they got this. The MLT 737 130 PS Plus. Because with a plus in the name, it always makes it better. 129 horsepower, so not matching the name, mind you, but okay, fair enough. And it's got a 24 mile an hour top speed and 98 grand price tag, so a little bit better value on the horsepower per grand in spendage. You got the same options as before, so obviously you pick whichever color options, combinations you want to do, but all right, fair enough. Nice little pair of telehandlers. Got a few updates as well. It's got the map BR163 MS Brazil by Zero Wito. Now, you don't need a new save on that one, so that's alright. We've got the map Farmlands by Farmer Rabbit, which you do need a new save on. We've also got the Fence 700 Vario series by Paul, the Tego 100 XR by Patrick, the Lizard DRG22 by Angelo Smet, the Lizard MQP30 by Angelo Smet, the Buildings Pack by TWF Team Hana, the Sheds Package by Roger, and the Tailor Shop by Olaf 1309.